Hey everybody, how you doing? My name is Josiah. For those of you that are watching for the first time, welcome to the paint booth at Vision. For those of you that had been following some of the Vision videos over at my other channel, Cynical Italian, thank you for coming. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends. This is the official first video for the Vision Customs official YouTube channel. So Cynical Italian was supposed to be a channel about me and my family doing some fun stuff. This is my business: custom cars, custom this painting, custom this is what I do all day, every day. And the video started to creep in, and they really genuinely took over the Cynical Italian page. And so I made a decision, instead of keep doing that, because that page was meant for something else. So we're going to move everything over. So bear with us. The videos haven't been moved over yet to this page. This is going to be the first video that drops with this new Vision Customs official YouTube channel. This is the first video. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for being on board. So what are we doing? Well, we're here in the paint booth and painting a Harley-Davidson. So years and years ago, good buddy of mine, Travis, back in Phoenix, Arizona, had a Harley, bought a new front cowl for it, wanted it painted to match the bike. The bike was originally the Harley-Davidson Sunburst orangish color, kind of a coppery orange. So that was the first job that I ever did for Travis, and we painted that cowl to match. I had to custom make the color because we couldn't get the exact color from Harley. So I had to custom make it. I got it really close. Most of the time, it all looked exactly the same. Sometimes you got it in certain sun angles and you could see just a slight difference in the pearl between my paint and the Harley paint. But most people would have never noticed. So anyways, he had the bike like that for a while. I don't have pictures of that. But he then brought it back to me and we stripped it all down, sanded it all down. He wanted a full custom paint job. So we gave him one. Badass one. Here's some photos. So, as we're flipping through these photos, you'll see that what we did, we ended up taking the bike, we sanded it, we painted it all black, covered it in chrome flake, and then put some patterns on it, did flames, Harley logos, things like that, and then we went over the top of that with House of Color, candy apple red, pulled all the patterns back off, and that gave you the ghosted sort of black and silver patterns underneath this candy red. Beautiful, absolutely amazing bike. Then, so he had the bike, he took it to shows, won, he enjoyed the bike, loved the bike, bought it. He's got a bunch of other bikes, so this one became his toy. Well, unfortunately, it had a issue. He needed to take it to a mechanic in Phoenix, and when it was at the mechanic, this happened. So, that being said, we gotta tear it down. So, we did. Tore it all back down. Now we're repainting it. We're doing something really cool. See all this orange behind me? It is all hugger orange. But that's not the only color on this. That's just what you can see right now. Underneath, there's a bunch of masking and stuff on a bunch of this stuff. Underneath that is a beautiful agate black metallic. So, but yeah, we're here now to come through and throw some patterns and some designs and some pearls and some fun stuff over the top of this hugger orange and get it cleared. So, join me while we knock out all the custom part of this paint job. You're going to see it. We're going to get it all done. We're going to have it. It's about 100 degrees here inside the paint shop. It is 3 p.m. I've been doing this all day, so now we're at this stage. I gave it enough time to flash off and dry, so now we can put tape on this and start doing the graphics. So that's where we're at. Stick around. Let's see what happens. We're going to be clearing this tonight. It'll be ready to go back on the bike by midweek. All right? Let's go. Thanks for coming. Vision Customs. Okay, so here we are. It's another day. It's actually, we're on a day off. So, as things go, sometimes these builds have major issues that happen. This one is one of those. It was a major problem that happened that was beyond our control. Wasn't something that I did, but then again, something that I did. And then another small problem that our apprentice accidentally did. So, we'll start with the big one. In the starting video and the start of this first episode here at Vision Customs, you saw we did these all black. Now we did those in a single stage black, and we did them that way so that they would harden quickly. We didn't have to clear them, and then we could wet sand them, tape them off, and get this orange on within like a 1-2 day process. And so that's what we did. Well, I had got this orange, which is a Hugger orange, and I got it. I never get single stage paint, okay? Very, 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 very seldom. We had a black single stage paint because we had painted a bumper for a new Dodge Charger, and so it was just a really quick, here's a brand new bumper, get it prepped, get it painted, get it back on the car. Want it to look factory, so we did it in a single stage Dodge black. Well, I had a bunch of that black left, so that's what we used as the base on all of these parts. And doing them in a single stage again allowed me to get them all prepped, get them all sprayed, let them sit overnight. Come in here the next day, they were hard. We could get them wet sanded, tape them off, get the orange on it, and move on. Now, Friday, it is now 3 days later, it's now Monday. Friday we came in early, we wet sanded all the black parts, we taped off all the patterns and designs that we wanted on them. You're looking at these 3 parts and I don't see any patterns or designs on these. You're right. These are top layers, the top of the bike, so these all stayed orange for now, and then graphics are going to go on top of this orange. The lower parts actually are a two-tone black and this orange. You'll see coming up. But, it's just frustrating. That's why I'm taking a second here. So, we came in, we taped everything off the way that we wanted it to be taped off after scuffing all the black. started shooting all this orange. Got 3 good heavy coats of orange on everything. Wasn't really paint. When you spray paint, when you spray it on, it's shiny. As it starts to cure, it dulls out. And then it's clear coat that brings that shine back, okay? With single stage paint, the clear coat is in the paint, so it always stays shiny when you spray it. So, we're running along. The plan was we're going to get all the orange on, and when you use regular paint, you can spray all your paint on, get your coats on, let it sit for 2 or 3 hours, then you can come back and you can start laying tape and laying patterns on top of that fresh paint, and it won't come up. It's dried enough, and you can lay all your patterns and your designs, spray your other colors on, take those all off, shoot your clear to lock it all in, harden it all up. Well, we shot 3 heavy coats of orange. Make sure that it was all coated. Left, closed up shop. Left for about 4 hours. This was Friday afternoon. My plan was to come in Friday evening by myself and just crank up the music, close the doors, and just veg out. Lay out all my custom designs for all the pearls and the shadows and just start spraying all that stuff. Have a good time. And yeah, just have a good time. Have it all done. Have this thing cleared Friday night if I stayed here till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Well, I got back here. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday. And when I opened the door and walked into the paint booth, it hit me kind of funny, but I really wasn't paying attention. These were super shiny. They were hard, but they were shiny. Or at least I thought they were hard. They weren't. So, I hadn't touched them yet. I just know that they're dry now. It's been 3-4 hours, but they're shiny. Go over to the paint table, start cleaning up the mess from earlier in the day. Clean it up so I can make my new mess for the night. Pick up the paint, the orange paint, and go to move it. Realize the front of the can says single stage. I never get single stage. My paint guy who makes all of my paint, we work amazing together. His name's Ben. Somewhere his brain wasn't thinking, and he mixed me up a quart of single stage orange. Not a problem, you say, except for the fact that when I mixed that paint to put onto this bike, my brain didn't look at the can because I never used single stage, so I mixed it like regular paint. What's the difference? Regular paint is paint and reducer. Spray it, it dries out. Single stage paint is paint and hardener. If you don't have hardener, the paint never hardens. It just stays paint. And I actually reduced it on top of that. So, I start freaking out. I call Ben, talk to Ben. He's freaking out. We're both freaking out. I go and I start touching pieces, and they are soft. There's no other way to put it than they are still sticky, still tacky, still soft, because the paint's never going to cure. I've never had this problem. Like I said, I don't mess with single stage paint enough. If it gets super old classic cars, we got a bug here that we're getting ready to paint here in the next week. It's getting a single stage just because that's what the original paint was in 1972, and so that's what's going back on it. But it's still soft and sticky. So I'm trying to figure out, what do we do? What can I do? Do a bunch of research. What everybody says is when this does happen, because I'm not the only person in the world to have this happen, is mix up some more orange paint, put a little extra hardener in it, shoot the parts 1 or 2 more times, let that harden. Well, I had already unmasked all the black. I was just so irritated. I'm like, I'm screwed. What am I doing? I gotta figure out how do I get this all orange off and start over. But what I decided to do was, because the compound of clear coat is basically the same as what a single stage paint is, and so I mixed up a bunch of clear with a little extra hardener and just sprayed everything with clear coat. 2 heavy coats of clear, let that harden over the top of the orange, hoping that it will infuse itself into that non-drying orange paint, and it's gonna harden. But I did that, and I needed it to sit, so it sat all weekend long. Just came in here. I don't know if you can see the difference between the shininess of this, shininess here, and then this dull here. I just took my Brillo pad and started scuffing this to make sure that, so if it had not cured, if this had not worked, I'd have got balls of orange paint. We'd see big marks and lines in this. Fortunately, we don't. It's scuffed properly. So, that tells me, we keep the fingers crossed, I can scuff all the parts today, start getting all my patterns on them, and then put 2 or 3 more coats of clear over the top of all of that. It's going to harden properly. It's going to cure the right way, and we're going to be able to save this paint job and not have to start over. But it sucked. So, the other small little issue is on one piece from my apprentice. He cut too deep when he was cutting patterns. You're supposed to just barely, just enough to cut the top layer of tape. I don't know what he was thinking. He cut all the way through all the layers of tape and through the entire layer of the base black. And so when I laid the clear on one part, the black started lifting. So, we're going to save that part for the very last and see if we can fix that mess up then. But for now, we're going to start with these 3 parts, get the graphics on this, get these ready for clear, then move to the next parts and the next parts and the next parts. So what we have to do now is some water and this nice Brillo pad, and just sit here and just scuff this enough. We take that shine away, just scuff it enough so that when we shoot the patterns on here and then the clear later, it's got something to stick to. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're going to do now. I'm going to scuff all of these 3 parts, wipe them, clean them, and then start laying some graphics. Ready? I'm ready. It's been 3 days. This bike should have been done Friday night. So we're going to try to finish it today. Let's get to work. Okay, so these parts are now all scuffed. They've been cleaned, they've been dried, tables all been dried. Now it's time for a little arts and crafts. So over here we've got some thick, almost cardboard paper. We're going to hand shape some patterns out of this. We also have some pre-cut stencils for some stuff that's going to go on the bike. But over here we've got these, and I'm gonna make 10 or 15 different shape edges so that I can lay those and very carefully lay some patterns down. So these are going to be ghosted to explain. So all of the orange gets pearl put on it, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to ghost. I'm going to come through very carefully with one gun and lay these stencil pads and get a dusting of the pearl. So I'm going to create the design in pearl, and the stencils I'm going to kind of heavy pearl those. Then I'll come back and I'll shade the same things in the ways that I want to shade them, but it'll be heavy pearl lines over this orange. Then we'll take it all off and we will do a light pearl over all of it, so that you're going to see a contrast in the ghosted pearl patterns as opposed to just the pearl. The pearl will be heavier where the designs are, so they're ghosted in. And there'll be a little bit of shadowing to them so that they'll kind of pop out a little bit, and you will see them. So it's going to be really cool. These are laid like this because this is kind of how they sit on the bike. These sit kind of right about here, like this. And so I wanted to do these all at the same time so that my patterns kind of flow across when you see the bike out on the road. So that's where we're at. I'm gonna lay out some stencils. I'm gonna cut out some hand patterns, and we're gonna start doing some pearls. Let's go. Okay, so this is I flip on the camera, all the conditioners and machines kick on, so it gets loud in here. But as you can see, what we've done is we've masked off Harley-Davidson on both sides of the tank. We've got the skull here. All the other parts have little stuff on them. We then went through and put a little light shadow inside of all of those things, and then went a heavy orange pearl. It's Kahlua orange. We did a Kahlua orange pearl. Now we're gonna pull all this mask off, so it'll be like this over here. Then we're gonna put some shadowed dust flames in here, kind of. Then we're gonna pearl all of it, and so where the orange is will be heavy pearl, and then it'll kind of fade down on the black. So there won't be pearl down here, but there'll be pearl, and you'll see it fade out. Stuff like this I really love because the owner has put full trust and faith into my artistic ideas. So he has no idea what we're doing. He wanted, the only thing that he knows is that he wanted orange. So this is what we're doing. Now, he did send me some pictures of some paint jobs that he had seen. I sent him some kind of stuff of some of the ideas that I was coming up with. And so then we're going to kind of mold, it's kind of a meld of the stuff that I liked and the stuff that he liked. But he has no idea what any of this looks like. He does know that this is based in a Hugger orange, and then I am doing a Kahlua pearl over it, but that's all he knows. So, but now how this is now pearled in here, this Harley-Davidson, when I clear over this is going to kind of meld into the pearl layer that goes on here. So the pearl's going to flow into this. It's going to look super sick. But the other thing that we're going to do is that then once we're going to clear it, we're going to let it sit, then we're going to come back and about a 1/4 inch silver leaf line is going to go around all the black. So then that will be spun silver leaf, and all the black to orange separations will be a silver leaf line spun in. So, and that will even go over the top of this. So It's gonna look badass. It looks badass already. So I'm gonna finish getting the mask off of here so that I can lay in the ghost stuff and then pearl it, and then everything's ready to clear. So let's get to work. Alright, so here we go. Another day, another dollar. So we're getting really close to the end on this. Everything, all the graphics are done. We've got another coat of clear on it. But now what we're going to do is we're going to take tape, we're going to run a thin line and leave this open. Then we're going to come back and we're going to put a silver leaf pinstripe, and all the separations between the solid black and the solid orange is going to get silver leaf, and we're going to spin it. So we're going to do that to all the parts. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts that have separation. So we're going to get silver leaf done now, get it spun. By the end of the day, we'll be putting final clear on all these, and then they're going to sit, and once they harden all the way, then we will cut them and buff them and rebuild this bike. Let's keep going. So here we are. We've started to put the bike back together. It's all painted. Tank is sitting on it. It's not fully tightened down. Nothing is buttoned down tight all the way yet. We're kind of just setting things. I think the front fender is on all the way. We pulled out all, it had LED underglow on it. We pulled that all out, stuck a new kit in it that now flashes with the brakes. It didn't do that before, now it does. So we got a little bit more to do. We got to button this all up, get the bags back on, tighten everything down, get gas back in the tank, get it started. But that's the next step. So for now, this is where we're at. Let's keep going.